Yo, listen up, it's time for a tale about a podcast that'll leave you frail. Hard way wrestling coming at you raw, bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred, talking smack, getting you hyped up hard, calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down a gauntlet, making them mark. Hard way wrestling, straight from the heart.
Welcome to Hard Way Wrestling. Oh my, we're slightly behind. It looks like on our. God, why does it start out like that? Why does it start out like that? I thought I fixed that.
Because you were
So give it a second.
searching for pasties.
I was searching for paces. We're gonna let it catch up here. Somebody better tell me if it's acting weird. Scotty, I hear you listen to it in the background there.
Hold on. No, it sounds good.
Oh, it's good. Perfect. All right, good. All right, welcome into Hard Way Wrestling. It is Top Rope Tuesday. We are back in a long weekend of absolutely. What did we do this week? I don't even know what we did this weekend or what I did this weekend. What did you guys do?
What do I usually do every weekend? I go and play Magic. So
You played Magic?
I played Magic
With your Magic friends?
Yep, and I actually got a couple wins, so I was actually very happy.
What?
Say
Yeah.
wings?
No,
You said
not
wings?
wins.
Oh, gotcha.
I instead of getting wings for dinner, we actually got hibachi though after.
Oh,
so-
hibachi.
Good choice.
That's a
Very
that is
good
a
choice.
Where'd you go,
So-
hibachi?
Miriako's. It's the one over by the movie theater
Bianco's.
west. Huh?
Oh no, that one's not Biaco's. The one
Westview
over by-
Promenade,
Yeah,
whatever that one's called.
I forgot
Wow.
what it's called.
Wow.
It starts with an M.
Yeah, it's another M name, but yeah, it's very, very good food. Very good show, by the way.
Yeah, the
as
M
well.
name is good.
Exactly. What's your guys' normal hibachi order?
I order. See, again, I'm super picky. I don't get the vegetables. I don't get that stuff. So I'm like,
No,
sorry, bro.
Ugh.
Do I look like I eat vegetables? Come on,
dude, it's one of the best ways to eat vegetables. Like I'll tell you this much. Like I hate zucchini. To say I will eat every bit of zucchini, and I would
Sounds
order
too much
more-
like weenie to me. I
Yes.
don't eat it.
Because when it's mixed in rice, you can't pick it out.
I would even order more of it just cooked on that hibachi because it tastes so darn good.
So you're a sauce guy. So you like whatever sauce they mix with.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. So you're a ketchup guy. I got you.
No, I'm not. Actually, I'm not. That's funny. I'm not as big. Like I will eat ketchup if it's the last thing available, but I am more of a ranch, barbecue sauce, honey mustard, whatever else is available. I'm just not as big of a ketchup guy. Ketchup is fine, but it's on the last order of my condiment list.
Okay.
I don't go with it first.
I do probably double chicken and rice. And maybe some shrimp. I'll throw some shrimp in there every once in a while, but most of the time it's just chicken and rice. I'm super simple. I don't go crazy. Ricky, what about you?
Steak and shrimp.
So that's a good one too. That's a good one too. Hey,
Yeah.
Melissa's in the
And
chat.
it's got to be medium.
Melissa says chicken and shrimp, fried rice. That's pretty good.
There you go. There you go.
Pretty good.
Best thing for me, chicken and scallops.
Ooh.
I absolutely love the scallops, especially again the way they cook them on that flat top is just they're to die for. They're buttery, they're sweet, they're just so good. So yeah,
I
chicken and
just made a
scallops.
mess of my pants, Scotty. Keep talking.
So
This is a Pornhub for food when Scotty's talking.
Yeah.
Come on, this isn't the Food
Exactly.
Network.
Oh,
channel.
the way they cook it, the way they just put it across
Hey,
my
dude.
lips.
Another place that's really good. I will recommend anybody in the Maryland area come out to the Woodbine area. There's a place called Boulder Restaurant. They do the absolute best bacon wrapped scallops I have ever had.
Oh.
So
See, Jesse's a big scallop person. I think. I mean, I've had some shitty scallops before, so that's why I don't eat them that much. I think because it tastes, it's like the texture of my mouth is weird, so I don't know. I don't know.
We're not here to
That's my
talk
plan.
about food. This
What do you
is
mean
the
we're not
Food
talking about-
Network channel.
Well, this was a lot better than the conversation we were going to start out with.
That's true.
Right? We were going to start with. Oh yeah, she did say porn yummy. Oh, food. Oh, food porn yummy. Gotcha. So, didn't see the porn part. Yum yum sauce. She said
Yes.
she likes to add the yum. Yeah, you gotta have. You gotta have. It is like crack. It is like
It
crack.
really yum yum sauce is some of the best stuff. And like now we go like most times most places will give you like an order or a thing of soy sauce and a thing of yum yum. I ask for double yum yum every time.
Oh yeah.
They
Yeah.
see you
So-
coming. They know it's double everything.
And Scotty, double him up. I do crab, but it's all imitation. Yeah, I don't. You know, Jessie makes. She does real crab. Our bills are a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
She doesn't do the imitation stuff very often. So, but you ever notice that the yum yum sauce in the store is not the yum yum sauce that they have at the hibachi?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not.
it's off by like a couple of ingredients. You can just taste the difference, and it's
Yeah.
like I mean it's still good, but it's definitely
It's
not,
just not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got we're on this sugar-free kick we've been on for a while now, and she's got sugar-free everything, barbecue sauce and whatever, you know, stuff that Ricky should be eating. I know, look at Ricky's face, like the fuck you, I'll die, forget it.
I'm gonna die with happy taste buds.
So we got the sugar-free yum yum sauce. Get the fuck out of here! It's terrible. It's
yeah, I
terrible.
bet, I
Terrible.
bet.
So, but anyway, we're not here to talk. Ricky's right. We're not here to talk about food. We'll get to Scotty's bathroom episode another time. So, but we're here to talk about Raw from last night, and then we just had some WWE releases. Boys, it happens every time.
It's budget cutting season.
It is budget cutting season. I think we said it at the end of the last episode last week on Friday, that we should be looking this weekend for some cuts. Check out whoever wrestled on SmackDown is probably going to be going on Saturday. I don't remember SmackDown at this point. Was Braun Strowman on the list?
Nope.
Was on the show.
I don't think anybody that was released wrestled over the last week.
Okay.
And BFAB's still around.
Well, we'll get to that too. Some of the people that were definitely surprised it still has a job. Food and wrestling, that's heaven on earth. There you go.
Can't go wrong there.
She got a little kink going on, I think. She liked to roll around in the yum yum. And when I say yum yum, I'm talking about Axel Crow. Anyway, some of the releases over the weekend. Some of the big names, Braun Strowman, second time being released.
Third
This is third time?
Yeah.
time.
Really?
Pandemic and was the pandemic was the first one.
I know he left right after during the pandemic, and he went and did that
That create your own garbage. with
create your own
EC3.
narrative or whatever with EC3. And then he came back. I don't remember a third one.
Yeah, he was released the
Second
second
one.
time.
He was because that was okay. No, I do remember this now. So it was actually before the pandemic because remember Jason 2019.
Hold on, Melissa. That's your family. That's not my family, so I can say he's yum yum.
Yeah. Remember 2019 Final Battle where Braun showed up?
Yes,
with EC3?
yes.
So it was actually before the pandemic he was released. Then they brought him back. Then it was during Vince's round. Like Vince had that weird. I can't remember whether it was like mid-pandemic or just after the pandemic. There was all that round of cuts.
Yeah.
It was then he was cut the second time, and now this is the third.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that. They're saying that this time it was because they're paying him way too much money.
And
That
they
was
For
don't
an
know what to
absolute
do with
piece
him.
of garbage. Yeah.
Okay, well, why do you think Braun Strowman? I actually think Braun Strowman, for what he is, right? For what Braun Strowman is, he's not supposed to be a technical wrestler. He's supposed to be this big, humongous attraction, giant, whatever. So for what Braun Strowman was, or possibly will be in the future, since they like to bring it back all the time, I don't think Braun was bad. I mean, I think the problem with Braun was his legs are giving out. His his knees are bad or whatever. They decided that he's gonna run all the time, which makes zero sense. They treat him like Carl Lewis. He's not. He's basically Carl Weathers from fucking Family Matters. So, is it Carl Weathers?
Winslow?
Winslow, thank you. Carl Weathers is the guy who played Apollo Creed, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so again, for what he was, I mean, first off, let's get it. He's the greatest world champion of all time, right?
Greatest Royal Rumble winner.
Greatest Royal Rumble winner. That's what it is. The best, nice looking belt, green strap, right? Like that. So, but for what he is, for what he was, not bad, right?
Yeah.
So
again, like if they had the right group to put him with, like I still think, in my view, he should have been with the Wyatt Six.
Me too.
As their enforcer. But since they didn't do that, then he really has just been like
They could have put him in the Wyatt Six and tagged him up with Rowan, and they could have just became the Bludgeon Brothers again.
Yeah, I mean, I could have seen that, like
the new Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah,
the new Bludgeon Brothers. Yeah, I could have seen that. And again, like but with the fact that they didn't have anybody to program him with, and as I've said on a previous episode, big men need to be a special attraction. Bring them back, once every 6 months. Have them fight with somebody, and then just leave again. And
well, that's basically what he was doing. Like he was in that program with Jacob Fatu for a while. Then he was before that he was in with Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
He had that program, and then he was out for a while, and then he came back and he did the Jacob Fatu thing. So it wasn't like he was a mainstay, but he was when he was in it. He was in it. Like these were high profile. Those last man standing matches, the one especially with the one with Bronson Reed, excellent.
Excellent.
Didn't they land on the hood of a car or the top of a car and just completely smash a rental?
Tsunami.
Yeah. Tony Khan was like, "This is why we don't do that." Shayna Baszler, another one. Surprised she lasted as long as she did. Honestly, they got rid of Sonya Deville, and they really weren't. She never really made headway on the main roster. Like,
she didn't.
She was dominant in NXT. Like you couldn't beat her. And that thing she does where she flips her hand and then stomps on her elbow, that looks devastating. So never really found her way. So Dakota Kai, this was certainly surprising.
That was shocking.
That was a shocker, actually. I'm surprised they let her go.
Yeah. Very surprised about Dakota Kai. She spent a lot of time injured, right? A lot of time injured, lots of leg injuries, knee injuries, and whatnot.
Concussions.
So definitely concussions. So, very charismatic. She was fired one other time. They brought her back for Damage Control after Vince left. So,
I thought she was getting pretty decent here up until they released her.
Well, I think that was the thing. They would get some steam behind her, and then something would happen.
Yeah.
Right? There'd be a setback. So, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, former tag champs.
Yeah. Now, this is one that, again, I will say I have a little personal connection with this one. Katana Chance, a.k.a. Casey Catanzaro. When they first brought her in, back in, what was it, 2015 is when I started watching American Ninja Warrior. And I got into it big, and Casey Catanzaro was one of the athletes on American Ninja Warrior. Great, great person, the great underdog story, girl with that height, but she puts herself in this situation, tries to overcome these incredible obstacles, became one of the first women to ever beat the warp wall, different kind, just different accolades that she had. They brought her in, and I was like, okay, here's the thing. With her size, I know she's never going to be the world champion. I get that. Not looking for that. But I felt, especially at the time when Ninja Warrior had a very good push behind it, It was a very popular show. It was on NBC, and WWE and NBC have always had a relationship back and forth. I was like, okay, at the very least, she will be a decent wrestler and a very good brand ambassador. Help be able to kind of pull two different, groups together and kind of bring in eyes. And like I said, it's not a Logan Paul situation, but on a smaller scale, bring eyes.
She was an athlete. Like she's an athlete. Yeah, she's an athlete.
But it never worked out, and because they actually used her under her real name for a while, and I thought, okay, again, great, they're using that real name, get the eyes on the product, and then when they changed her to Katana Chance, I was like, yeah, it's over. She's done.
Vince.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just like there's no hope for it anymore. And yes,
I just want to put her in my pocket.
And the other thing that bothers me is like at this point, like the one thing I would have loved to have seen. The one thing I would love to have seen is now that they had the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title, they just gave it to Zelina Vega. Why not give Casey Catanzaro a chance at it? Again, like give her the underdog story as the U.S. champion that Rey Mysterio had as the world champion. Give her that ability to kind of go up against bigger women, but be that
they're all
underdog
big compared.
story.
She's tiny. They're all big compared.
I get that. I completely get that. But again, like they had a chance to at least use her in the mid card as a singles wrestler, and they didn't take that opportunity. And it's like, but it is what it is. So I feel bad, but who knows? Maybe she'll go back to Ninja Warrior.
Remember when she was? I think it was a battle royal, women's battle royal. They threw her out of the ring. She landed on her hand.
That was the Royal Rumble.
Is that what
Rumble? Yeah.
Walked on her hands and then like wrapped her legs around the post and then flipped herself up. That was actually pretty.
She was going to be in my view what I thought they were going to do with her is to be the female Kofi Kingston. Like give her that those Royal Rumble moments.
Did she have a fake accent?
Never had the fake accent, but the idea that like she's going to be the highlight reel and somebody that could do big things for a small body and stuff like that. So I thought there was a possibility with her, but never materialized.
Yeah.
So
all right, so some NXT releases. Cora Jade, one of CM Punk's favorites.
2 words for you.
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
She said June 2nd.
Gigi Dolan. Is Cora Jade gone from wrestling? She's done with wrestling, right? Didn't she say she was done?
She said she's going to OnlyFans on June 2nd.
Gigi Dolan. Which
TNA.
Yeah, most likely. Well, we'll get to that part. Gigi Dolan, which was she was a tag champ, right? Didn't they win over Birth?
Yeah,
they were when they were with
Unholy Union.
No, it was Mandy Rose's stable. It's her and JC.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Casey Jane. Yeah.
Jakar Jackson, who was partners with Lash Legend.
Yeah, that one was a shocker too.
Yeah. There's also some reports that some of these people were lazy and not training. So I don't know who we don't know who was lazy, who wasn't lazy. Some of them came out and said it wasn't me. Riley Osborne, couldn't pick him out of a lineup if he was the only person standing there. Joe and Mark Coffey, Wolf
Gallus.
Yeah, Gallus.
That's Gallus. That's Gallus. That's the Gallus boys.
Yeah.
I guess they aren't on top anymore.
Yeah. And that was the weird thing is like they were.
Fuck them, by the way, because they screwed me over against Fraxium.
Everybody did against Fraxium for you.
They all did.
They were an interesting team to me. I actually like Gallus, and I thought they were going to do bigger things, especially in NXT. I didn't know if they would ever get called up to the main roster, but I mean, they definitely were. They were making waves down there for a bit, and then all of a sudden they just kind of disappeared, and we have no idea what ever happened to them until they got released. So,
Wolfgang, who I just sold his auto on Whatnot yesterday, Ora Menser, Mensah, Javier Bernal, who I do not know, and
Who?
Danny Palmer, who I've heard of, but I couldn't tell you what she looked like. So they were some of the releases. They were the releases so far. We don't know if there's going to be a second round. Usually the first round comes and then beginning of the weekend, then there's another round over the weekend. Shotzi, they told Shotzi that her contract, they were not going to renew her contract. She's up in June. Can you guys think of any other releases that I missed?
I mean, not right off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
I think that was the list of them.
So let's get some of the main ones here. We're gonna play a little game that we like to do here at Hardway Wrestling. Ricky called it. Whose catering table is it? So
Yeah.
who is gonna end up where? What promotion? Are they gonna end up at TNA? Are they gonna end up at are they gonna end up at AEW? Or are they gonna end up just showing their TNA? So Braun Strowman, whose catering table, Rick?
I don't know right now. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't renegotiate a contract and bring him back at a cheaper price.
I mean, that's the first thing I thought when they reported that he was
he's coming back.
Money. Okay, Scotty Braun.
If they don't renegotiate with him, wherever EC3 is at, because I know they're still good friends. So
I'm gonna say the same thing as Rick. I think they're gonna renegotiate. He didn't do a lot of indie appearances when he was out the first time because he wanted way too much money. Nobody wanted to pay for him. So imagine he's either going to restructure in a couple months and just show up somewhere. Shayna Baszler. Rick?
I don't have an answer for her.
I feel like she's clearly an AEW person. Clearly she's going to be an AEW person. Get her in there versus what's her name from Moxley's group?
Marina Shafir. Yeah, that's a good call. Let's say AEW.
Yeah. Scotty, Dakota Kai.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans? You hope.
No.
That's what we're hoping.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Ricky, you still got that link? Still got that link?
Yeah. I will call
The old Discord.
I will call AEW.
Ham sent that to me.
Yeah, knowing him, that's not surprising.
Well, he got it from somebody else.
Gotcha. That's how it works.
No, I'm
That's
calling.
how herpes spread.
I'm calling AEW with Dakota Kai.
Yeah,
As am I.
Yeah, I can see that too. Do we get Caden and Katana? Do we get them somewhere?
I honestly don't.
They look like TNA to me. They look like TNA.
Yeah, I can see that. I can either see TNA or, like I said, if Casey Katnazar decides that she's done with wrestling, she goes back to Ninja Warrior. So, but we'll see what that holds.
Well, let's not forget that there's another company out there that releases people also. And AEW did a release. It was either today or yesterday.
It's 3 people, I heard.
Oh, I only have Dutch and Vincent.
It was what the hell was their name? Forgot.
The Righteous.
Yes,
the Righteous. Dutch and Vincent. So I saw this release, and then I saw from Killer Cross, Karrion Cross, that he put out a vignette with their music.
Oh.
Now, remember a couple years ago, Vincent and Dutch were both listed as possible being part of the Wyatt Six, especially Vincent. Vincent was the one. I don't know about Dutch, but Vincent was the one.
Wait a minute. Weren't those two guys wasn't one of those guys already in WWE and they let him go for some kind of allegations?
I don't think so. Yeah, Dutch is a big fat ass, and Vincent is he's been with RH for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. Not that I can remember. All right, we'll move on from here. Who was the third, Rick?
let me find it.
All right. So while you're looking for that, Scotty, is there anybody in particular that you thought should have been fired? Why do they still have a job?
Trying to think. Who would I honestly, off the top of my head, no. Like overall, again, I don't have an entire rundown of NXT's roster, but overall, the NXT
Well, give me
people
somebody
are.
on the main roster. Give me somebody on the main roster.
I mean, and again, like main roster, like again, you have everybody you pretty much need to have.
Never mind. It was somebody from the AEW's coaching staff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, again, like even guys that are not necessarily being completely used all the way right now, I wouldn't get rid of Pete Dunne. I wouldn't get rid of Kaiser. I wouldn't get rid, like I can't think of anybody like trying to think SmackDown. Who's on SmackDown? That we see or haven't
well,
seen.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one. I'm super surprised that Omos still has a job.
Well, that's also that's true.
So, Rick,
I mean,
you got one
rid
that
of one.
you got one.
They
that
got rid
should
of
have been
they got rid of one giant. They might as well get rid of the other one.
All right, you got one that probably should have been cut. You're surprised?
Nah, not off the top of my head right now.
Okay. Well, there's a million of them out there that
I was
just
sidetracked with trying to find that AEW article.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Anyway, that's it for.
I thought you were trying to find pasties.
No, that was Jason.
That was me.
Yeah.
That was me. And I will have them.
Oh wait, well, everybody will find the raw results. So
I will have
get
them.
rid of
So
that.
that's it for the cut. So again, this is the first round. They got rid of a good amount of people. We'll see. Remember, who was the big one last year? Remember who got cut last year? Who was the big one?
Who was the big one last
Yeah, I don't even remember what I did last week.
Dolph.
year?
Remember
Oh
Dolph?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler.
I think a lot of
True.
these will end up in TNA. Like pretty much any of those NXT girls where they're doing the crossover will just go to get a TNA contract.
Yeah, I believe
How,
wasn't Gigi Dolan doing something with TNA at the time?
Yeah, they were
yeah, she was. I think she was at Revolution
Rebellion.
or Rebellion.
Well, Metaphor was as well. They were part of that Fatal 4-Way
Yes.
tag title match.
Yeah.
That was 2 NXT teams that were in it.
Anyway, we're gonna get into our Raw review.
If I can find the fucking page, it just clicked up and then it disappeared. God damn it.
Raw, not a bad Raw last night.
No, actually, a very good Raw last
We
night.
actually found we got a new match for Backlash earlier this weekend. We did actually Sunday. We did our Backlash review. We actually reviewed 2 or 3 matches that aren't even going to be on the card. So for some reason, when they happen, you heard it here first. Harley has it. So we have a new match that was and we'll get to it. That was announced.
There we go. Clicked right past it. Anyway.
All right, let's get into it, Rick.
Yeah, so Raw kicks off with Scotty's favorite boy, the Yeet Man, the world heavyweight champion, Jey Uso. He comes out and he's yeeting, and he yeets some more, and then the crowd wants some more, so he yeets again. And I think at that point we're 10, 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
He calls out Logan Paul, saying he knows he's there. Well, Paul Heyman comes out. And Paul Heyman,
A
on
very
his promo,
tan.
Yeah.
he looked darker than Jey Uso.
He is. He is Brian Hardy-esque.
Yeah. I bet you he could turn a white blanket brown if he laid down and rolled on it.
Actually, there's I went a little crazy on the spray tan for an ATCW. I was his Chucky's birthday, and if you look at the picture and everybody together for his birthday, I am in the back, and I look like one of the brothers. I seriously, yeah.
So Heyman said that he was the one responsible for turning the big dog into the tribal chief and made him relevant and got him to the world title for 1,316 days. And then he brought up everything Seth Rollins basically called Roman and Punk out for was leaving Heyman hung out high and dry to the bloodline, and neither one of them bothered to save him. Roman only came back to get Azula Fala back, and Punk only wanted him to get into the main event of WrestleMania. So Heyman was basically saying he was used. And man, were they booing the shit out of Heyman?
I'd say
Heyman,
it was a
I thought
good
it was-
promo.
That was a
Yeah.
great promo. Like Heyman doesn't ever deliver a bad promo. Like
No.
other than like if he's out there having to plug the video game or whatnot. But overall, like when you give him the ability to just he's getting red in the face and it just accentuated that tan as he's yelling.
Yeah, sort of red.
I thought he
Yeah,
was
it was
going to
like-
stroke.
Yeah, he just got browner.
It was such a great promo. I was like, I was like just sitting there like listening to Paul go off, and I'm like, this is like this is like late '80s, early '90s Heyman WCW, like just yelling at it was amazing.
Like he lost his shit, and everything he said is true. Everything he said is true. Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns. That's
And CM Punk
and CM Punk.
in the same night. So he says Seth sent him out there to get a world title match against Jey Uso. And Jey Uso apparently falls for their plan and agrees to the anytime, anywhere. And he says, let's do it tonight.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, when he did that, when he got in Heyman's face, he said, 2 letters, 1 word, and I was like, holy shit, we're getting this fucking match tonight.
Yeah, old Cole says the first time a world title match has happened on Raw in 7 months.
Okay.
So
My big fucking deal.
pretty
Big
much.
fucking deal. 7 months. Woo!
Heyman,
900 spears ago.
yeah, Heyman said that was part 1 was getting Braun Breaker to join him, and Seth 2 is to get Rollins the world title so that they have all the power on Monday night.
Yeah.
We get into our first match of the night, which was Penta defeating JD McDonough. It was a pretty good match. A lot of interference from Balor and Carlito, which them two get ejected at some point, and then we get Chad Gable makes attempt of interference, and he gets his ass kicked by Penta as well.
Poor Chad Gable. He's not the Grande Americano that everybody
I
thinks
was
he is.
loving his Grande Americano, his numero uno.
Yes.
Uno.
Love it.
Ordering that shirt.
Yeah.
He's no Jonathan Delacroix, that's for sure.
So then get a backstage. Adam Pearce informed Grayson Waller that of who his opponent was, and he wasn't happy, so he pawned it off on your boy Theory.
Yep.
And we get the return of Sheamus.
The Great White
I
is
had to
back.
go.
Boy.
It was so shocking. I had to go run and find my sunglasses at
Jesus.
8:30 at night.
He is more transparent than he's ever been. And it's all about his gear. Like his gear was red. So
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was. It's like one of them spotlights the cops use to shine in your face when you're pulled over. So then we get an announcement that WWE Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio will face Penta at Backlash. And then AJ Styles shows up, says he's coming for whoever wins the title. And then Finn got pissed off, and Dom basically told Finn to go handle his business.
All right, so we have a match that was just added as of last night, and like every other match for pay-per-view, we need to do a little Rick's picks.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for Rick's Picks.
Are we going to get to that or not?
It's time for Rick's Picks. It's time for Rick's Picks.
I'm going to tell you, I yesterday I was messing with some settings, and every video, every photo is off center. It's just everything's off center. I got to go back in and restructure, redo everything. So Rick's picks was half the screen. So all right, who did Rick give us? Let's go.
Penta and Dom for the Intercontinental title. Who you got?
They just put this belt on Dom. They're not taking it off him. And honestly, Dom, I think, is set to have kind of an anti-baby face. Like he's gonna be the one that people still boo but love at the same time as IC champion. I mean, look at the reaction at WrestleMania. So I think that they're going to keep this belt on Dom for a little bit. So I'm taking Dominic Mysterio to win over Penta.
I just can't get over him coming back out for the second run after he won the title and getting back in the ring, and the crowd was going absolutely fucking crazy. They're not taking this title off of him anytime soon. Give me Dom for the win.
Yeah, Dom with shenanigans. He's going to beat Penta.
Love it.
So now here's the question: shenanigans. Will it be?
You know, Carlito's going to be out there.
Will it be Chad Americana Grande coming out to?
Excuse me.
Chad Americana Grande. Like,
Never heard of him.
It's
not real. It's not real.
Yeah. Will it be him coming out to interfere in one version or another, whether it's Chad Gable or Americana Grande or whatever his name is? Will it be either one of them coming out to interfere in the match to take Penta out, and then it's going to be Penta versus the new
Grande Americano.
Grande Americano. I like Americana Grande better.
I like where you're going there, Scotty.
That sounds like a number 3. I think the Grande Americano for 3.
That'll be on the Taco Bell menu.
Listen, they've been talking about adding another person to this group, the Judgment Day group. Why not Phoenix? Why not Phoenix come out and interfere and cause Penta to lose, and we get something between Penta and Phoenix?
I'd rather see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, me too, but whatever. just spitballing. Who you got, Rick?
No, he's on AEW.
I got Dom.
You got Dom.
Yeah,
I got Dom. All my points on Dom.
That's not spitball, it's speedball.
That's speedball. Who the fuck is speedball? Anyway,
yeah.
If you want to give us your picks, please, you can do it in the chat, but it don't mean shit unless you join the predictions challenge on our Patreon. Go click. It's $5 a month. You can't beat it. Supports Hard Way Wrestling. And you possibly could be a champion at the end of May. Probably not, because I'm still involved and I don't lose. So if you feel like, it sounds like a Starbucks order. If you feel like you can beat one of the longest reign, the Roman Reigns type, Roman Reigns type of run by Jonathan Cross.
And the funny thing is, you're your own wise man. So, like,
I am. Nobody gives me better advice than me.
So getting back to Raw, we get Becky Lynch comes out and God, I don't know how many times she said she took out the garbage with Bayley. That was
go
God
away,
awful.
Go away, Becky. Cut Becky.
Yeah.
Cut Becky. Send her to TNA.
She can go to
OnlyFans.
Tony's camp. So yeah, then Lyra came out and they got into it, and I hope Lyra beats the ever loving hell out of her at Backlash, because I'm over Becky. I'm over fucking Charlotte. They both need to go.
Did you see her shoes? Did you see Lyra's shoes? There's this much heel or this soul on her shoes just to make her like head to head with Becky. Becky's not a tall person, right? Becky maybe 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". How big is Lyra? Is she really the size of a tiny bird?
I don't know.
Pretty much.
So we get moving on. We get Roxanne Perez versus Io Sky. Them two had a really good match that ended with a bunch of pinning counters. Io gets the win. Afterwards, Roxanne shakes her hand or offers the handshake. Io shakes her hand, and that was just bait to set up the attack by Julia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jason's girl, Jillian. And so then the double team happens. Rhea was not there because she's apparently promoting stuff back home in Australia.
Right.
So it was a 2-on-1 beatdown of Io. We move on. We get Rusev versus Otis. And Jesus, it's like any other match against Otis where he gets beat. And then Tozawa tries to get up in there, and Rusev comes back and power bombs
Tozawa onto
Otis.
Did you just see how easily, and again, I don't want to like go too deep into how the inner workings of wrestling. But I know that guys can let themselves get picked up easier. But I'm pretty sure Rusev just strong like without
This
without
gave me
any.
the this gave me
he
the
just-
Brock Lesnar Spike Dudley feels.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was
He
Portazawa
just-
had Tozawa's not keeping him. There's not enough gravity in the world. Tozawa on his boots.
So we get face to face with Gunther and Pat McAfee.
Eh.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
It is what
Pat-
it is.
at
What
least
it
they
is.
didn't touch. At least they didn't touch.
yeah, they didn't touch Pat's. just
Gunther is going
basically
to whip
defending
his ass.
defending his
Yeah.
boy Cole, and Gunther said it's going to take the grace of God to get his hands off of Pat McAfee's throat when he's choking him out. Yeah, Gunther's going to beat the absolute brakes off of him.
Are we getting now? I did hear this scenario today, and this made my stomach hurt. Pat McAfee could win this match with interference from Goldberg.
Oh,
boy.
No.
Yeah,
Oh boy,
yeah,
that's a good point.
that's terrible. It's
It is.
terrible. It's
All
terrible.
my points on McAfee.
All my
No,
points on McAfee right now.
no. I'll put one on that now. that
They
you
would.
just
They
brought
would.
that
Have,
up.
this company would be pretty shitty to put McAfee over here versus Gunther after him losing the world title to Jay.
Yeah.
Like the next thing you know, Gunther would be wearing a stained up wife beater, walking the streets of Vegas, like Corbin used to do.
Bum ass Corbin.
Bum ass Gunther.
Oh
Jesus,
my God.
Pete.
No.
That's a
no.
good point. I really hope they don't bring Goldberg back. But when's the next crown jewel supposed to happen?
Isn't that June?
No, that's Money in the Bank.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Pro-
don't,
Probably July.
yeah, I don't know.
That's something they may even do for SummerSlam.
It's possible.
God,
It's possible. It just made you mad. Oh, and you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific, buddy.
Goldberg irritates me like Sasha Banks, Riddle. No, just to name a few.
Scotty.
So we got our main event for the night. Seth Rollins defeats Jey Uso by disqualification, but is not the world champion because Sami Zayn comes out to interfere in the match. Braun Breaker speared him again, and then when it looks like Seth was going to win the world title, CM Punk comes out with a chair and beats the crap out of everybody.
CM Punk looks older and older every time he climbs into the ring.
It looks like he hasn't slept in a while.
Yeah.
I guess Larry's keeping him up barking.
This
Bonus
was-
material. If you stayed up or if you caught on the internet after Raw went off the air, Jey Uso is walking around the ringside area, high-fiving fans with his title on his shoulder, and Logan Paul runs down with a hoodie on, hood up, and you see a right come out of nowhere and lay Jey Uso out. Then he reveals himself and runs away.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. I'd stay off until I watch Raw because I haven't been watching until later on in the afternoon on Tuesday. I just try to stay off the internet as much as possible because I don't want to. No spoilers. No spoilers. So
And we also got announced next week Balor versus AJ Styles, and then was it Io and Rhea versus Roxanne and Julia.
Julia.
Yeah.
So that should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. I like that they moved these guys up onto the roster. Didn't really. There's no introduction really. They just put them up on the main roster. Are we getting a draft? Draft was supposed to be in April.
No, it's usually somewhere after Backlash. I
I
thought.
fixed the draft last year for them, and they're not going to do it this year.
That's right. You did have your little
Well, you
draft.
remember they also moved Mania back a few
Yeah.
weeks from last year.
That's true. That's true. Maybe we'll get it after Backlash. Let's check that date and bitch about that. Anyway, that's going to do it here for Hard Way Wrestling. We are out the rest of the week. No more live shows, but we do have one in the hopper that will fly or will drop on Thursday. Our predictions for Backlash, which is this Saturday. Where are they at? St. Louis. They're in St.
St.
Louis.
Louis.
St. Louis.
St.
Yeah.
Louis.
So
Yep.
under the arch. Under the what is that arch called? What's that arch called, Scotty? Not
The
the only
McDonald's.
arch I-
No,
the
McDonald's.
only
Not
arch I-
McDonald's, Scotty.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only arch I know are the golden arches. So,
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Will
I think
Albert
that-
Pujols be refereeing?
Huh?
Oh no. Okay. Will Ozzie
What?
Smith be refereeing?
I hear a lot of the St. Louis Blues have a lot of time on their hands.
Okay. Yeah, they're
So that two lost the other night with 7 seconds to go.
double overtime.
They had
Yeah.
a 3-1 lead with like a couple minutes left in the game,
It's crazy.
and got tied up with like 1.7 on the clock.
The Gateway is what it's called. The
Yeah, I think you're right.
Gateway? No, that's what Melissa said. The Gateway.
Yeah, I think it's right.
Okay. What a shitty name for a big ass arch. You mean you give it a better name? Something.
The Orton Arch.
Yeah,
the Orton arch.
it's like pasty arch or something. So anyway, that's good. Do it. Yep.
At least it's not like the Washington Monument, or as we know it here in DC, the monument to Bill Clinton.
I didn't know that's what they call it. What? Oh, you're talking
Yeah.
about the penis,
Yeah,
the phallus, the phallus shape. You know why? Do you know why it's considered a Bill Clinton statue?
I just because it always stands erect, but that's
It leans to the right. Leans to the right. Anyway, that's good, dude. Over Heart Rate Wrestling.
We were an educational show.
We are. Now, listen, people are learning things every day from us. Right? They're learning every day. Learn about yum sauce. Don't eat the fat free. It's fucking terrible. Right?
Yeah.
They learn all kinds of stuff from us. So,
Bill Clinton loves some yum sauce. That's for sure.
My favorite president of all time. I think that's that is the first president I ever voted for. Was Bill Clinton. So I didn't
Nice.
tell her lie. I told her lie down. Yeah, some good shit. Some good shit. I used to have a really good Clinton. I'd have to practice it. Everything I do now is either Mickey Mouse or
Vince.
Vince McMahon. Ha! Vince McMahon. Actually, Jesse says I sound like Vince McBatman. Oh. Anyway, that's good dude here for Heart Rate Wrestling. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you go like and subscribe if you're just coming through. Love that. Share it out. Love to hit too. If you want to join the Predictions Challenge, get on our Patreon. The link is in our bios. Go check that out. Join for $5 a month and join the Predictions Challenge. Again, you can join if you want. Throw your money away because you're not beating me. No one is beating me, and especially no girls are beating me.
Jesse cashes in Money in the Bank.
She does have Jesse in the bank, waiting for her to cash it in. Could be at any time. So, not this one. I wouldn't do it on this one. So, anyway, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time
On the hard way.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.